Hi everyone, my name is Eldar, and this is a channel where I play roguelikes made for 7-day roguelike challenges. Today we are playing a game called Medieval Upbringing, which was my own game made for 7DRL 2021. The game is essentially a medieval childhood simulator, and let me show you around right away. So I'm going to call myself Eldar for YouTube and start the journey. So the game on every playthrough offers you 3 characters with certain affinity for a single stat and a starting job. The affinity is probably less important than the job because the job opens up a different skill tree for different people. So we got pretty lucky or unlucky depending on what you really wanted here, because all of our characters are agile and skilled in performing tasks. So you can just pick a profession that we are most interested in. Harvesting, kitchen, shop. I think I'll go with harvesting, might be the most interesting playthrough. So here we see the game screen, right? You see there is a lot of numbers, a lot of text here. We have 6 stats, the usual strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma from the roguelike world. And our dexterity, remember how we were agile and skilled performing tasks? That means that our dexterity starts higher and has a higher growth. We also have other things like knowledge, money, and stuff like that, which affects how we can learn the skills. And the skills we started with are these 3. We can collect harvest. So collecting harvest, it has some hopefully funny description here and there. And it tells us when we practice the skill, what gain do we get, and some other stats below. And then we have books and playing in the yard like as other 2 alternatives to practice. And then here is a list of skills we can actually study anew. So we could be a pocket thief. We could go to the town to see job postings, so a bulletin board. We could run around with a wooden sword, which we call weapon training, and so on. And each of the skills has a function of how much knowledge we need to learn it. So for example, weapons training is going to cost at least 30, and at any given time it costs 250 minus 3 times our strength and twice our dexterity. This means that if our strength was, for example, 100, it would already cost 30. And usually probably want to study skills when they're at their lowest cost, because knowledge is not that easy to collect. Anyway, I've talked a lot about stats over here, and it doesn't seem like I haven't really said how you can collect them in various ways, aside from practice and skills. And here is the main way to collect stats. It's called a mind map. Every square on it is essentially trading time, usually, for a certain stat. So for example, clicking here, we will get plus 25 knowledge, minus 10 time, and clicking here would get the charisma, and so on. So knowing that we probably want to learn plowing next, we probably want to be collecting a lot of strengths. Or if we wanted to focus on weapons training, we want to collect mostly strengths or dexterity. Bulletin board would be intelligence, etc. So I think we want to focus on plowing just because it gives us a lot of money when we practice it, so I'll be trying to prioritize strengths. Since we don't see anything, I will click on a stat that opens the most space on the map, which was that charisma over there. Oh yeah, and I probably haven't mentioned when you click on a square, it opens up its neighbors, like in Minesweeper. Okay, so I will be probably following the strategy of opening up on the diagonals to open more space. And actually, we haven't found any strengths, but we did find an exit. So exits or staircases essentially means that you go to the next level. And what you get in return is you get plus 40 time, but you also start encountering new types of tiles. And also your tiles progressively start giving you more stats. So I think at level 10, every tile is going to be plus 3 instead of plus 2. So I could take the stairs right now, but I would be wasting 10 time because it will give me plus 40, but it doesn't overfill. So I'll take this dexterity over here, and then I'll get going. Cool. I'm seeing some strengths. I'm seeing some more dexterity. And you might have noticed that every stat is denoted by its own color. So strength is usually red, intelligence is usually blue, constitution is usually green, and dexterity is usually, I don't know if it's called purple, but as you see, there is a similar icon of a different color. And all the yellow ones are kind of different. Instead of giving you immediate increment in stat, it increases it's kind of like an acceleration. So it increases the growth per turn of this stat. And because we have 35 turns ahead, this is likely much better than this. Because in 2 turns, it's going to give me the same effect and then much more on top. But after maybe like turn, actually I'm not sure which turn, they start to become progressively worse because they don't give you so much return on investment anymore. I will click on that one for sure, but I first want to explore the map a bit more. I still have 20 time. I don't think I'll be able to learn anything this turn, so I don't really care which stat I take. Let's take this constitution to open more space, and let's take the talent. So we finished the bigger half of our turn. We have collected the stats on the mind map, and yeah, if we try to collect something else, the page is going to scream at us. And now is a good time to try to study something if we can, which we mostly cannot. Even if we could, I probably would not want to pay 100 knowledge for something that would cost 30 at some point. I haven't showed you tournaments yet, which is another feature of the game. Essentially, you can enter tournaments, pay some money, you need to have certain resilience, which we haven't really discussed yet, and then you compete against people for prizes. So it's a way to turn your to pay a small price usually and potentially win much more. These tournaments are not really attainable for us. Our resilience is 0, so we'll skip to end turn. And here's where we choose what to practice. Every turn we practice not up to really exactly 5 skills, and we choose from the list of the skills we have learned by now. So the dilemma we have here is how to distribute this which skills to practice 5 times. I think because collecting harvest gives me money, but on average only 3.5 stats, I would rather do playing in the yard because it gives me 4 stats total. Although this might not also be true, right? This gives me 4 stats, but the type of stats is constitution mostly. And I don't think I need constitution for anything. I would rather take strength for plowing. So I'm going to overrule myself here and just practice harvest. And we got 17 strengths from 5, which means about 3.4, so a bit below average of what we could have gotten, and 15 money. And we actually mastered the collecting harvest skill, which for collecting harvest might not mean much, but if we have a skill that's applicable in a tournament, like for example, nope, nothing so far. I might show you later, skills that are applicable in tournaments when mastered give you a boost of your chances in the tournament. So let's open a bit more space. I'm hoping to find the next staircase to go 1 level up. Not getting very lucky. What is the highest chance? Probably this one. We did not get very lucky. So the exit is hiding somewhere over here. Still cannot learn plowing. Can learn weapons training though, and probably I will, because I'm only wasting 6 knowledge. It couldn't be much cheaper, and I'm gaining immediate dexterity 20, and I'm opening up some new things. Like the more skills you learn, the more your skill tree advances forward, right? So while I probably will not be practicing it, or I might, I do want to learn it right away. So let's do it. Weapons training, dexterity increased by 20. I could check the tournaments again. Don't really matter much. And given that this gives me strength and dexterity, which are more like physical stats, I'll probably mix it up with a bit of a harvest. Here we learned we gained some stats, didn't master anything, But the interesting thing is we unlock new skills. So because we learned weapons training, we can now learn archery basics and melee footwork. Archery basics, melee footwork, both are pretty expensive for now. Plowing still costs a lot. So I want a lot of strengths. And we found the exit, so we'll be depressed, which means no dexterity doubles the wisdom. It's also probably time to pick up some more knowledge because we are running low. Let's do this. I will take a charisma talent, even though it's just charisma, not something I want immediately. And now that I'm at maximum minus 40 time, I can take these stairs without wasting anything, which I probably will do. Okay, level 3, no good stats, so I'll just open a lot of space. We found the next level. The next staircase will be anxious, which means no charisma, which I really don't care about, doubles the dexterity. So I'll spend 2 turns, because I have a bit of extra time, getting some stats. Maybe this talent is good, and go to the next level. Okay, so level 4 is where things get a bit more interesting. Level 4 is where you start to encounter your inner demons. And inner demons is just like maybe 20 different types of monsters that kind of trade your HP, your mental health, for resilience and for opening more space. So if I click on this, Dragonfly, I will have 10 HP. I will have 1 resilience, because resilience is like the square of the HP cost divided by 100. And I will open a bit more space. I won't do it just yet, because I have some other things to click, like this time over here that increase my time by a random amount. But yeah, I might come back and click on this later. Okay, I likely won't because I found a staircase. So I will just collect all the good stuff. I'm going to click on time now because it doesn't replenish more than 40. Oh, another time. I wish I got so lucky at some more critical points of the game. Okay, the game is really treating us with all these time capsules. Another interesting thing I think we're seeing for the first time is this inverted constitution. So it will collect every visible tile of constitution on the map, which in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the greatest bargain of all, but still pretty good. I will click here. We're at 78. And we found the same thing for strengths, which is pretty good. I think I'll do it this way. I will click on these strengths. Nah, I'll click on this time. If I click on the time, I might actually waste a bit. So let me do this. Dexterity over here, time over here. I will click on strengths because it might open more space for more constitutions to appear. It actually did. And now I can choose whether I want more constitution or more dexterity. And probably I should base it on which skills I want to learn next. This doesn't care. This one's strengths. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think dexterity is a more useful skill overall, so I'm going to go for that. Constitution talent. More constitution, a bit of knowledge, a bit of constitution. This might be a good time to click this. So I could click on the goblin, which, because it's higher HP cost, gives me 2 resilience instead of 1. I don't think that matters too much, and this opens more space. So let me click here. And I'll probably just take this dexterity over here. Let me just check if I can make a difference. I cannot. So this dexterity over here is what I'll take. I don't think I'm studying anything at all. Yeah, none of these seem very cheap. And we actually could participate in our first contest. So Neighborhood Fray is a contest that only requires 1 resilience and 10 money. And maybe I could participate in it, although I'm absolutely sure I would lose badly, just to show you what it's like. But for now, I won't, and I'll show you tournaments where we can actually perform better in them. So I'll do weapons training again for strength and dexterity. We have mastered it this time. And I will continue on the map. So diagonals, just like before. We found an exit already. I will take the talents. I will take this intelligence because it gives me a lot of things. It gives me a lot of stats, and I will go to the next level. Strengths. Oh, I can go even further. So maybe I should just collect the talents. I like the strengths too, and go even further. 3. I like clicking on the diagonal, which might have been a wrong move. Maybe I need strengths to pay lesser for something. Nope, plowing was already at the minimum. So plowing gives me a lot of constitution right away. Melee footwork gives me a lot of dexterity. I need money for archery. Oh, bulletin board is also at the minimum. Pocket thief is also at the minimum. So here I'm kind of like, I learned a lot of different things that I probably will not be practicing. So it's a trade-off of whether I want these stats for this amount of knowledge or not. And I'm not sure what the right answer really is. I think I will keep the knowledge for something better next turn. Oh, we do see a contest where we definitely will perform very badly, but might be, it's very low effort contest because it only requires us to pay 1 money. So I might just show you how it goes. So use talent show. They tell us 20 to 40 people compete all at once. Their prizes 40 through 10. And the most important thing the tournament menu tells us is what stats matter for the tournament and what skills matter for the tournament. So this thing tells us, okay, when tournament happens, we're going to sum up your stats, everything multiplied by 1. We're going to compound them by, in this case, 1% for most of the skills I have. Well, because I mastered collecting harvest, it's going to be 1.01. And it will actually also roll a dice, which is described somewhere in the rules. It will roll a dice for both me and all of my opponents, which also have the stats and skills, and reduce and change the value of that formula by between -50% and 50%. So we could right away try this talent show and see what formula result we're going to get. So there are 31 contestants. We rolled a bit lower than average. We got 352 stat value. So this is the sum of our stats multiplied by compounded by 1% several times, -25% because of the dice roll. And we were dead last. And the first place was 7,000. So by spending this 1 money, I kind of got an idea of, okay, so unless my sum of stats compounded by my current skills is somewhere in this ballpark, I probably don't even need to try unless if I want to win this contest. Anyway, our turn is over. We can practice one of these things. If we want money, we should go for this. 5 money, average of 6 strengths. Actually, even if we don't want money, I still want to go for that because it's the best stats we can get. This one gives us only 5 stats. This one gives us on average 6. Let's do that. Got a lot of money, strengths, mastered plowing right away. And remember how we learned a lot of skills last turn? We got a lot of skills to learn because of that. So astrology, sailing, horse riding is all because I went to town to look at the jobs or opportunities. Swordplay and heavy weapons is because I learned melee footwork, and plowing gave me irrigation and agriculture. Irrigation and agriculture are pretty expensive right now. They require a different stat. So we were going for strengths. They need a lot of intelligence. So you can forget about them for the time being and focus on some other things. For example, swordplay could be a thing we can master if we had the money. Cool. Let's go about our business on the mind map again. We see a harpy. It deals 15. At this point, it doesn't matter whether it's 15 or 10. And actually, we find our first special power. So we can pay 20 to obtain a shield, which is the thing over here, completely negate damage from the next monster. It's not very powerful at the early levels where monsters only deal like 10, 15. But once we deal with bigger monsters, the shield is going to be very useful. I'm not going to click on it just yet. I don't think it's worth it, but we'll keep that in mind. I can click this dexterity. Another special tile we haven't seen is a bomb. You pay 15 and you essentially click on every neighbor unless it's a monster. So in this case, just because this costs 20, it's beneficial to click on this 15, which would collect this as well just for the price of 15. But we don't have the money right now, so I guess I can't learn the things. I might actually learn horse riding for the constitution. I don't want the pocket thief, or if I will need more money, I should learn herbalism, because it gives me more money. Yeah, I probably will be learning herbalism anyway, so it costs 40. It's the minimum. I can do it right away. Teachings of light are expensive. Horse riding. Yep, I think I'll leave it at that and just save some knowledge for the next turn. And then I don't really know what's good to click here. Maybe the strengths over here. Cool. We could check the tournaments. Use talent show is back. Like the tournament selection is random with certain rules, and we could try this again if we wanted to. Wouldn't see any different result, to be honest. So I said I can learn these things pretty cheaply in terms of knowledge. So I don't want to practice them too much for now. I'm going to practice in my intelligence. So because I learned herbalism, I can now learn potion making, and I've made some money, dexterity, and intelligence in the process. Okay, so another consideration for clicking on the bomb is, what if there is a time capsule over here? Because time is up to 40 and I've only spent 15, I would be wasting it. So maybe I should click on some other stuff first and then click on this to make sure I maximize its potential value. Well, there was no time capsule. This spent exactly 15, but still a good thing to know. And this other power is we can battle pretty much anything we want and we'll be left with 1 HP if it was supposed to kill us. So for example, this harpy is going to leave me with 1 HP, which probably is not the best trade-off at this point. Constitution, strengths, we found the exit. So I will collect what I can, which is a lot of dexterity and a lot of strengths, I guess, because I don't want the wisdom. And I'll get going. Well, I see the next level already. Maybe I should just take it. Cool. Knowledge. I keep getting lucky with the levels. Very nice. I don't even need... Like, I have too much spare time for now, so I'll be collecting random stats. And I found more time. Even more time. We actually see the third special power, a poison bomb. So the bomb I showed you before, by default it does not touch the monsters at all, but if you have the poison bomb, it just kills them all when you blow it up, which is pretty good. Cool, we're at 58. I do want to check, so I know that I want money, but other than that, what is the thing I'll be working on next? Potion making, teachings of light. So it seems like intelligence is pretty important for me, but I'm not convinced that I want to be actively investing in it or just let it like, slowly build up. So maybe I should just focus on these physical skills. Yeah, I'll just keep investing in physical stuff. Here we see another new icon. Reveal the whole map for 15 time, and you almost never not want to click on it. And actually the final new icon we're seeing is the force power. Get luckier in your next tournament. I remember how we do a dice roll in every tournament. This essentially means that you have a dice roll increased by 1 always. Cool, on a map this big, you really want to see what you want to prioritize. So for example, if there was a bomb next to this, I definitely don't want to click this because bomb costs less and clicks on this at the same time. But my bombs, oh, I was just talking about it, and here there is a bomb next to one of these things. So this is actually very good to click on. I also got my HP back because there was an HP icon somewhere. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of time capsules and other stuff. I'm looking for more inverted things aside from this, which is useless at this point. I see a charisma. Wasn't a lot to collect, but still probably worth it. I will click this time over here. Oh, I didn't see a dexterity. That's definitely good. We still have time. 65 out of 100. So I could kill a monster just to click on the thing and get my HP back. The biggest monster is probably this. Actually, the centaur, but centaur would kill me and make me use my elixir of life. So instead I'll keep this goblin over here. Now I'll click on this. And I still have too much time. It's unfortunate there is no inverted wisdom from what I can tell. I'll just collect the knowledge. Knowledge is always useful. 72. Knowledge. I think 2 time is not something to cry about, so I'll just waste it. And yeah, maybe I could have taken this actually. So we can go to double the wisdom, or we can go to double the intelligence. I guess I should go for intelligence, even though it means sacrificing strengths. Maybe I should collect the... Yeah, I should have clicked on these things as well. 2. Don't care about the others too much. Oh, I found more time. Great. Even more time. I'm getting really lucky with these time capsules. It's not always the case. And I get pretty lucky with the exits too. So another thing to note is your elixirs, or really any of these powers, do not stack. So taking this right now would be just a waste. Another intelligence. Oh, this might be good. Nah, it wasn't, but it could have been. Okay, I don't think I want this wisdom growth too much, so I'll just go to the next level. I might end up clicking on this, but I don't want to do it just yet. Okay, this is good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm like clicking optimally, but I'm doing what I can. So I will click on this gargoyle and spend my elixir. And as you see, my health went to 1. And now I will go and study something. So I want to check the tournaments first. For example, there's a neighborhood fray that I might have a chance at right now. Strength, constitution, dexterity. And yeah, I probably want to have more skills. I can't do heavy weapons because I don't have the money. But I can do swordplay. I probably will. Bam. And then I could do sailing because at minimum it gives me some constitution. It probably is not the best thing I can do in terms of stats, but still might be worth it. But we should look at other stuff as well. Astrology, archery costs too much. I probably will do the sailing just to unlock more things. Oh, and we got our first achievement. So achievements in this game are not very beautiful. It's just a terrible browser alert, but I think it's still pretty engaging to try to collect them. We unlock the Novice Learner achievement. And you can see these achievements over here. So there's a history of everything. And achievement history shows a ton of achievements you can unlock throughout the game. And the one we have right now is the Novice Learner. You learn 10 different skills in all your playthroughs. And yeah, I guess like the next one would be 50 skills. And if you don't learn it in the first playthrough, once you learn 50 different skills cumulatively, it's going to show up. Also, we need to end our turn. And because I want money for maybe heavy weapons, I should be doing something that brings me the biggest amount of money, which is this. 8 money, 6 stats, intelligence actually. Or I could be alternatively doing this, 7 money, 6 stats, different stats. Or I could be doing swordplay, which is 8 stats, much better, but no money at all. And because I want the money early on, I'm not going to go there. Cool, so we got a year older. Every 6 turns, you get 1 year older, and you get max health, max time plus, which happened just now. So I only have 65 money, so I should either forget about heavy weapons or not forget about them and save some money for that. Alternatively, I could buy a bow and arrows and start practicing archery. Pocket thief, something I never wanted to learn. We could also do parrying. Because we have a lot of knowledge and a lot of money, parrying could be a good thing to develop our melee skills. These things are very expensive. Okay, so parrying, essentially I think we want to collect knowledge to have a bit to spare. We're running out of time. I'll click on the harpy. Strength over here. So I think that's the first time we're noticing the HP cost on this monster has reduced, which is because it's vulnerable to melee and we just learned the sword fighting. So it reduces the cost on these monsters, which is pretty useful, especially when 10 goes down to 5, right? Okay, we still haven't found the exit. Pretty sad, but whatever. So I will learn parrying this time, I think. It's quite a lot of stats to boost. And I will keep the rest of the knowledge for maybe heavy weapons. And now when we are practicing, I want to get to 100, which means 35. This only gives me 8. So I actually have to do it all 5 times to get there. Never mind. I want to do some parrying because it's actually very good stats. It's 11 total, but I need the money first. And because we learned parrying, we can now do fencing and spear wielding. Spear throwing. In the tournament we could do this turn. So I'm trying to kind of determine what I want to learn on the mind map, which is prioritized by what I want to learn in the study, which might be affected by what I want to participate in tournaments. And I don't think we can reasonably win any of this right now, so I won't be trying too hard. But yeah, it's still a consideration usually. So heavy weapons, 10 and 1 when practicing. Fencing is actually better stats. Maybe I'll go for fencing this very turn. Let's see, constitution, dexterity. I really want to find an exit this time. I can use this canter for free, or at least I can. I definitely want this thing. But first I want to click on the other inverted thing I noticed. Okay, so strengths. Oh look, we found the second exit as well. It was hidden in the very depths. I will take the knowledge. And I will go. Oh, that's nice. I'll click here first. Did not open anything exciting. And we have 3 turns essentially, as this is still good. So 1, 2, and I want this thing over here. Or maybe I could have done this. Cool. Oh, I forgot I wanted actually 100 knowledge. It's my bad. Now I cannot learn heavy weapons or fencing, right? Yeah, they're both very expensive. Okay. Maybe I'll just learn the archery then. And the problem is if I learn the archery or the fencing, I don't really have a chance of learning heavy weapons because I won't be making enough money. So maybe I should not. Maybe I should not learn anything then. Actually, baking gives me a bit more money and maybe more stats. 8 money, 3.5 plus 3, 6.5 stats. 6.5. And our current thing that we are practicing, this one gives me 6, this one gives me 11. No, I don't think any of them is worth it. So I'll just make sure to get a bit more money and do some high stat thing. We actually mastered herbalism, might come in handy later. And let's see, we have a talent show. Awesome. This is good. More strengths. Let's get rid of this fairy now ahead. And I might just take this, maybe after taking a knowledge, because I don't see anything I want to pick up. Like this for 3 strengths is not really good. Doubles the wisdom though. Yeah, it's not a good mood, but I would rather still take it. Okay. Growth, knowledge. Growth. Oh, it seems like I collected mental health from that bomb. Yes, that's good. Oh, look at that. We actually found both time and the next level. And because we have only 16 time, I don't think we're hanging around here anymore. Another bomb. 1. This is 15, so I might click it later. 2. Let's click it 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we got money, we got knowledge. I think I will go into heavy weapons. Maybe it was better to do fencing, but then with heavy weapons we can probably win the neighborhood tourney, which I really want to win, because it will disappear soon. And maybe horse riding is a good thing. We could just do talent show and just see how far we are. I think it was about 7,000, right? So our current stats are 1,000, I don't know, 1,300 or something, and then they're compounded by some 1%. And remember that the opponents also have these skills, so it's not like 7,000 is their base stat. It's 7,000, like their stats might be maybe 4,000, and they have some amount of these. So I don't think this 1% compounds to something that turns 1.3 thousand into 7,000, so we just should not participate. Cool. If we want money, we should be doing herbalism again. If we want stats, this is for strengths, 10 and 1. This is for balance, 6 and 5. I don't know what we want. We do want money eventually, no matter what, but what about now? For archery, for spear wielding, we do. For potion making, we do as well. Yeah, I probably want to do money. So money 8. and maybe just strength and parrying. Okay, because we learned heavy weapons, we can now be a lumberjack, and because we learned horse riding, we can now be learning horse racing. Horse racing is actually pretty expensive. Lumberjacking should not be. Yeah, lumberjacking is pretty much free for me now. And it gives me more strengths and some money. So this might be something I want to learn. Oh, look in here. We can probably win this tourney this time, I'm guessing. So after the end of the turn, once we have all the stats we want, I'm going to try it. 4. I could even get lucky in the tournament just to increase my chances. I don't know if I want to. Oh, there. I took it with the bomb. Not getting very lucky with the exits this time. I still have some mental health to spare. Let's do for that. 10, 5. Yeah, I'll just click here. Okay. Knowledge. I will learn the lumberjack. And let's do it. Let's try the fray. Okay, so what happened, right? There were 14 people. We got super lucky with the roll. So we either rolled 5 or 6, and then the thing increased by 1. And our stats value was only 41,000 in total. So the sum of these things multiplied by whatever, compounded by whatever. And this only got us 3rd place. And the first person was actually at 99,000. So it seems like there is at least one extremely strong person in our neighborhood whom we might not even beat because neighborhood fray disappears after like middle of the game. But yeah, we got our money back at least. Cool, we tried. Okay, so I'll definitely be lumberjacking now because it gives me the best stats and the most money. Cool. Potion making gives me about the same money. Varied stats. These are still too expensive. I probably want to go for fencing. At least I have enough money for it. Or I could go for archery. We will see. Fencing or archery. Okay, but I definitely need to get out of here. And here we have an exit. 2. Let's just take these. Okay, now we can pick. No intelligence, double constitution. No strength, double intelligence. So we do want intelligence eventually. So I'm thinking maybe I should go there and even click on this then. I clicked on the harpy so I could collect this health for free. Oh, I collected a shield as well, so now we can kill something big. Truly for free, like this orc for example. But I won't. Oh, I can just go. I don't see anything exciting enough here not to go. Nice. Okay, any inverted signs? I see intelligence, I see charisma. And I don't see any bombs that would make something cheaper. So intelligence, charisma, take back the time. Maybe a dexterity and a couple strengths. And I think I can get going. I do not see the inverted dexterity or inverted strengths anywhere. Cool. Oh, we got the next level. No dexterity, double wisdom. Sure. Oh, we see a vampire. So that's probably the strongest inner demon we've seen so far. Its base cost is 30. So we would not be able to defeat it at all if we did not have a shield. But we do, and we will. Strengths, intelligence. I'll be wasting some time probably if I take it now. Now I can do it for sure. We found the next level for intelligence, so let's take a bit of knowledge and get going. Oh, another strong monster is a griffin. Okay, take the time. Now that I clicked on small things, I will take the shield to click on something bigger. Maybe I could click on the mantis. I think I'll just save it for later. And what should we learn? I think I want fencing, right? There we go. Irrigation is actually within reach, so we might want to start saving money for that thing. Okay, what about these tournaments? So youth sword fighting contest is something we could take part on in 5 times the strength, 4 times the dexterity, and we have a lot of skills contributing to it. So the way these tournaments work, aside from neighborhood fray, which is literally a neighborhood, so like, I don't know, 10% of all of the population that we have virtually created, the youth tournaments only allow people under 18. So they actually disappear for you once you turn, or under 17, I think. So they disappear after you turn 17. But it also means that in the population generated, only the people who are of that age can participate. And those are usually weaker because they haven't developed the skills yet. So we could take part in that, but a bit later. This is dexterity 14, this is strength 14, so this is definitely better in simple terms. And because of fencing, we can now learn advanced swordplay, which essentially means you have a bigger sword, and we don't really have money for that luxury. Cool, we have 57 money, so we might be learning archery this time. I think it's gonna reduce the cost on all of the flying things around here. Okay, not all of the flying things, but some of them. So it's usually a good investment if you have the money. I will not waste my shield on any of these things. Vampire I might though. More time, very good. Okay, vampire taken. Gargoyle. I'm wondering if I should risk and click on this, hoping that this is one of these, but I think I should not. Mental health. Yeah, if I take this... Oh, I can escape actually, but I think I will not take this because there is too much at stake. But I could click on this one over here and open a bit more space. There we go. Okay, so this is the first time when I will purposefully not take the staircase because I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of stats doing that. And I will look what I can learn. I forgot that I wanted some more knowledge. I am one of the archery, so I guess I will save money. I will save knowledge for some better stuff. Racing, astrology, pocket thief. Yeah, I'm not burning with desire to learn any of these. Actually, blacksmith principles might be good because it unlocks the blacksmith route, which is very strength and constitution heavy. I will go for that, yeah. We have another neighborhood fray. Our stats are higher, but we might not get lucky with the rolls anymore, so this might be a waste of money. But, you know, let's still try. Just interesting to see. This time our roll was 1, so we actually minus 50% of our value. So our value should be about 34,000, it was 17. But it seems like there is not a lot of strong people in the neighborhood because we still got 4th place instead of the 3rd place last time. And this person is just through the roof with their stats. So we can pretty safely try it next time if it ever shows up, because there's a pretty high chance we take at least 3rd place. But yeah, it's not really that good. Blacksmith principles, 8 stats. I should still be doing lumberjack, I think, non-stop. And we got another year older, and we can learn blacksmith apprenticeship now. Cool. I will collect all the intelligence. Oh. It's not that much constitution, but it's probably still worth it compared to other stuff, and I will go further. This might be the time where this starts to become less valuable. As you see, my normal stats are +4, but this thing is +4 in 4 turns, and then it might... Okay, it's still worth it, but at some point it will be less so. Troglodyte. And I will speed up my play and explain a bit less, because I see that the time is flying very fast. I actually have elixir. Maybe I should use it just to open more space right now. Nice, kind of rewarded. Knowledge. Maybe the strength's over here. All right, did not find the exit. Well, what can you do? Oh, irrigation is actually within reach now, and I think it's gonna be very money 20, so it gives me a lot of money, but not a lot of relevant stats. So I might want to save for irrigation. Money 100, knowledge 80. If I want to make more money, I think I'll do that. So essentially I will save now, get the irrigation next turn, and then it's going to give me much more money very quickly. We mastered to be a lumberjack. And we found the exit very, very quickly. That was my bad, I should have clicked here first. Anyway, next level. Rat. Knowledge. It's not a lot of strengths. Okay, maybe that's worth it. Let's go further. Good stuff. Looking for inverted things. I see a dexterity. I don't see any dexterities with bombs next to them, so I think this is a good pick. This strength will probably be worth it, but I can only take 1 bomb, so I want to see, is constitution better than strength by any chance? Not so much. Not so much. Let's go for more dexterity. Time. No bombs around here, so dexterity. Another time. I see some intelligence. I see a lot of constitution. Maybe I should have taken strengths. Kind of too late now. Okay, we have no charisma, no constitution, and no dexterity. I probably prefer no constitution. Oh, we found an augur. I think that's the strongest melee type, so it gives us 16 resilience, and it's pretty fat in terms of HP. We cannot defeat it right now at all. Oh, more time. Great. I hope I see another monster that I could spend my HP on, but I do not. So we kind of wasted some of it right now. And let us learn irrigation like we wanted to. We still have a ton of knowledge. Maybe I can do something else. Not enough money. Not enough money. I just don't want to be a pocket thief, I think. Teachings of Light opens up certain things later. Yep, we can go there. Cool. I likely don't have a chance in these anyway. Like, I couldn't win a neighborhood fray, and the fray has everyone in that contest and then more. So that is a non-starter. Let's make a lot of money right away. 100 money. We can learn library research because we were, like, let's see how it looks. Because I was progressing in teachings, the church gave me access to the library. And yeah, let's open more space. Sure. Not getting very lucky with the exits, but we got what we got. Nothing really to click on. Let's see. Talent show. Use spear throwing contest. Not very strong at that stuff. And we have 137 money. Not enough for a sword. Enough for a spear. I just want to save it to learn agriculture. It gives me more money. And then I can become a farmer later. Yeah, I might just do that instead of archery. Wait, so if I learn archery right now, I'm gonna be at 87, and I can get plus 100 for this. You know what? Let's learn that archery finally. There we go. We actually mastered irrigation as well. Because of archery, we can learn hunting and precision. But first and foremost, let's try to escape. Finally, we found this place. Just knowledge, I guess. This is just not worth it. Yep, I mean, it would be nice. Oh, we also see another monster called Golem. Maybe I take this and go. I don't like this too much, but not much choice really. Okay, knowledge. I can take you on. Oh, we see a wyvern. Because of archery, it costs a bit less, but it still kills us. So only life elixir would save us. I don't know if I want to spend it just yet. Centaur. Alright, I'll kill the wyvern. Would have been good to do before. Anyway, we're seeing new content. So there's a pentathlon, which I actually just gained enough resilience for, and it does a lot of money in return. But we need a lot of constitution for it. I'm sure there are people with like 3000 constitution hanging around. And in terms of skills, I do have a lot of relevant things. So I might not do that badly. I'll just never be in top 5 at this point yet. I definitely might try the use talent show. So let's see what skills. Use talent show. I could learn baking just to get some boost here. We finally see jousting, but jousting is well beyond our reach so far. So yeah, I'll probably do a talent show. I want the agriculture. Never mind. And with the agriculture, I still have some knowledge left. So hunting is pretty cheap, but rather inconsequential. Astrology is beyond my means. Precision. You know what? I'll just do none of these. I'll try the contest though. 21 people. My dice roll is 4, so average, and I was already 6th place. So I'm actually getting close to being able to win the use talent show at barely turn 16. Let's do more agriculture for even more money. Oh, we mastered it right away, and we can now learn farming. And farming is a very okay, it's a very expensive thing first of all, but once you finally learn it, you can be making a lot of money because you have your own farm, you know? Not a lot of stats, but a lot of money. So we can aim for that a bit later. For now, though, I actually forgot that there was another skill I could have learned. Apprenticeship. Wow, very good. So I will likely try that. On 13. Okay, let's pick up these things. I'll just waste 3 time and keep going. Sure, Harpy. Not seeing anything yet. Running out of time. That's 15. This is 5. There you go. Okay, no exit in sight. Use archery contest. 5 times dexterity. We might be able to do fine in this one. So if we learn precision. And then sword fighting needs me to do advanced swordplay. 5 times strength. Yeah, I don't know if I might just do that, you know. Advanced swordplay, so I get a better sword. Precision will help later. Library research is just unlocks a lot of stuff. So let's do this and the blacksmith apprenticeship. Cool. So we can choose to do one of these. Use archery. I did not learn precision, so let's do use sword fighting. So the idea here is we now compete 1 period at a time in a bracket as opposed to everyone at once, which means that it will be like 2 to the power of n, in this case 16 people, fighting each other one at a time, and you are rolling your dice in every fight repeatedly. So you have to get lucky, or your opponents need to get unlucky several times. And because I have all of these compounding things, I think we have a good shot of winning this. Okay, so round of 16, we faced, I believe, that guy who is ruling our neighborhood, Steedhulf Grey, and we high rolled so hard that we destroyed him. Same thing with Lady Godiva Linton. And then in semifinals we got very unlucky, even though this opponent does not seem that strong, so we lost. And then somebody else won in the finals. And yeah, we won 25, not a lot of winnings, but we can see that we can win this potentially later on. Cool, so now we need to decide whether we're going for the farming thing or not, because if we are, we have to do a lot of agriculture for money. And if we are not, for example, this thing is quite a lot of stats, or advanced swordplay is 16 stats as well. This one is only 7.5, like around 10 on average. Advanced swordplay is like 16. Agriculture is actually a lot of stats, like 25, but they're not very relevant to like weapons and so on. So maybe they're hindering us. I'm not sure, but let's do the money first. Money is always good. And what have we unlocked? I think because of sword fighting we unlocked these things, and because of library these things, and because of blacksmithing we unlocked this. So a lot of stuff to practice. Totally. I really don't want this charisma increase anymore. I think it's not worth it. Oh, sure. Oh, nice. So we're seeing some time increase. More knowledge, please. Not finding the exit. Come on, last one. Please beat. I can do the red. Gargoyle, orc, bat. I believe I cannot click on anything else, so I'll click on the bat just to use up my HP, because I can't do anything else. There you go. Awesome. So this is turn 18. So when we finish it, it's about half of the game, and I see we're 1 hour in. So I think I will finish this turn and maybe call it quits. We can learn blacksmithing, magic research, theology. We can learn mercenary. Good stats, good money. At least relevant stats, good money. Blacksmith is probably better, so this is 15 and 15. This is 25. Something like 15 on average. Yeah, blacksmith is better. Cool. And any tournaments we want to do? Backgammon. We will lose badly if we try this. It's all about intelligence. There are probably real brains there. Horse racing, we still don't know how to race. Archery is for big boys. Talent show, we are likely not ready for the talent show, and it costs 50 to participate. So yeah, let us practice some blacksmithing. We actually mastered blacksmithing right away. We got a year older, now we're 15. We can learn all these different smithing things. And I think it's a good place to stop this video and kind of recap. So we're half of the game in, and I promise it's usually a bit faster than this. We can probably finish in 1 hour, but because I was explaining a lot of stuff, it was slower. And let's look at our achievements, right? Our level is 30. This is our sum of stats. Our resilience is this. This would update over several playthroughs. We learned all the skills. Our tournament history is 6th place in the Youth Talent Show, 3rd place in the Neighborhood Fray, and the 4th place semifinals in the sword fighting contest. We got some monsters history, so it's essentially the ones we have defeated. We still haven't defeated some of them, we still haven't even seen the most strong ones. And finally, our achievements are unfortunately only 1 for now. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video and the game. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you probably in part 2 of this, where we finish this playthrough and get our career choice and other cool things. Thank you. Bye.